Hello, everybody. This is Zemanon, coach of the New Haven Charizards, bringing you Week 5 action from the LDL Majors division. We are facing off against the Toronto Totodiles and their coach, the Blazing Squid. Now, I've been very much looking forward to this battle against Squid here because he's one of my favorite people within the LDL. When I started in the Evo division last season, he was very helpful. Very encouraging, would answer any questions I had about team building or anything like that, or if I should make, changes to the team. He's just been very nice to me. So he's one of my favorite people within our community that we have, and he's also one of the best players in the LDL. Like, he's won a couple of big leagues, like in D leagues and stuff like that. And he's also a Victini god. Like, he just knows what to run on Victini every week. He'll go Trick Room or Assault Vest or Scarf or Mixed or like literally anything you can think of as a set. He's probably ran it with Victini and used it effectively. So let's go over Squid's team real quick. He has Victini, Mega Charizard Y, Greninja, Nidoqueen, Alomomola, Lucario, Ribombee, Delmise, Druddigon, Jolteon, and Dusclops. So a pretty tough team for me to break through, honestly. Like, I don't have a lot of answers for Nidoqueen. I don't have... The Victini Char Y are really tough. If he got like a Swords Dance up with Lucario, it'd be really hard for me. Ribombee can set up on me. Like, there's a lot of threats on this team. Jolteon's got 130 speed and he's faster than my Tornadus. So there's a lot of threats on his team that I'm really not prepared, or I don't have great answers for. So I'll go through quickly what I did bring. I have Fly Z Tornadus, obviously just to ensure an accurate, strong Hurricane if the sun is up. Knockoff U-Turn Hurricane Defog. Focus Sash Weavile. It's my lead no matter what. I thought it was the best. It was literally good against anything he had. Like Knockoff, Pursue, Brick Break, Icicle Crash. I don't have Ice Shard this week, and I didn't bring it because I was trying to set up the Sticky Webs with my Galvantula, and if I get that up, then I'm faster than everything. Mimikyu is Choice Banded, Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch, and Shadow Claw. So obviously I didn't go for the Z move this week because Tornadus had the Z on it, and the two fighting attacks were for Lucario, by the way, who he ended up not bringing, which made me very happy. So having the Brick Break and Drain Punch, that was for Lucario. I'm bringing Regirock here with Stealth Rock, Rock Tomb, Toxic, and Earthquake with leftovers. So this is obviously like my best potential answer to hitting the Charizard, and I thought it's more accurate than Stone Edge is, one, and two, it would lower its speed. Now you're going to see in this game I didn't change it to Rock Tomb. It's still Stone Edge, which really hurts. But in theory, Rock Tomb would have been pretty nice against the Charizard there. Even if it doesn't knock it out, it lowers its speed to where Mimikyu is faster than it. Then we have Mega Venusaur, where I have Sleep Powder, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Synthesis. Now, my whole gameplay, because I knew Venusaur's kind of trash in its matchup. Like, I'm not hitting anything, really, except for the two water types. Like, I have a really bad matchup against a lot of things. But I wanted to bring him... here's... Let's just say, here's the thought process. Sleep Powder, we do not have a first turn Mega clause in this league, so if I have Chlorophyll while the sun is up, I can Sleep Powder his Charizard. Now I have a 75% chance of it working, but it's better than a 0% chance of doing anything to this Charizard. So that was the idea behind it. And then finally Galvantula with Expert Belt, with Thunderbolt, Giga Drain, Volt Switch, and Sticky Webs. I really regret not running the Life Orb, and you're going to see why in this matchup. I just, a lot of times I run Expert Belt for the safety, so I don't give up 10% of my health, but like every time I run Expert Belt, I feel like I need that extra 10%. And then when I have Life Orb, I'm like, oh, I wish I wasn't doing the recoil to myself here. But he's going to lead Greninja, which is a very solid lead for him. He could go for spikes, he could go for U-turn, or whatever he wants to go for. I know I'm going to live because I have the Focus Sash intact. So I go for knockoff. And this is now 3 weeks in a row that my opponents have used a bulky water type with Rocky Helmet against my team. I'm going crazy. Is there some like giant red sign on my team that says Rocky Helmet on water type? Like, this is 3 weeks in a row. This is ridiculous. But it makes sense why he brought it. But thankfully we got rid of it. What sucks is now I've lost my Focus Sash for nothing, for just that item, which really stinks. But turn away, because this is really embarrassing. So I decide not to Mega Evolve because I'm like, I have Chlorophyll. If he sets up the sun, then I'm faster. But Charizard is still faster because the sun wasn't up the previous turn. So Venusaur literally just gets one shot. Like, it's embarrassing, honestly, if that happened. Like, I had forgotten the speed mechanics of how the sun wasn't set up yet, so the order for the turn was determined already before his Mega Evolution. So my chlorophyll literally didn't mean anything. I'm very upset with myself on that. And then you see the Stone Edge there instead of Rock Tomb, which honestly doesn't matter at this point. But that was my best way of stopping Charizard, because there's literally nothing on my team that can take combination Flare Blitz, Solar Beam. Like, if I'm trying to switch in, it's like, okay, he's gonna Flare Blitz and then Solar Beam, or he's gonna Solar Beam and I can take that, but then I get knocked out to Flare Blitz. Literally everything on my team does that. So there's no way of beating it, and that Sleep Powder was my my best and only chance. I get rocks up, and so does he. And I didn't know what the Nidoqueen set was. It turned out to be a physical set, which I thought was a pretty cool bring by him, and with Super Fang and like Earthquake and stuff. And this right here, I go for the Fly Z because there was one turn of Sun left, so I didn't want to risk the 50% chance of Hurricane hitting in the Sun. Like, I knew it would have been better. It would have been more optimal, I should say, to go for regular Hurricane and then the Z Hurricane. Maybe that knocks out. I don't think it does, actually, but it would have been, yeah, I don't think it would. It would have been close, actually. But now that the sun is down, now I can go for another, I can go for a Hurricane. But this is an objectively dumb play. I went for Defog because I was worried about myself. I was worried about my own Tornadus coming back in on rocks. And now, what does this do? He's literally just going to switch his Nidoqueen out into Charizard. Like, mind-bogglingly stupid play that I went for to defog. Like, I was so upset with myself right after I clicked it. And I'm like, oh, now Charizard just comes in for free. And as I said, Hurricane, I understand Hurricane missing there. It's only 50% accurate. I'm not even mad at it. I have literally nothing on my team that survives Flare Blitz and Solar Beam. So the question is, what order does he go for it? How does he? Because I could have brought Galvantula in, right? But what if he Flamethrower it on that turn? Or, I didn't know he was going to go for the Solar Beam. So there was nothing I can do. It's just so risky. This Char-Y has so much pressure that I just was not able to handle. And now I can't live a second Solar Beam here, as you're going to see. So this Regirock does nothing. It's Stealth Rocks that it's set up were stupidly taken out by myself. So Regirock did nothing this game. He didn't even have the right attack on it. But now the Galvantula comes in, and I have Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does a lot, especially with the extra bell. But if you look at that, maybe the Life Orb does more. Who knows? I don't know if he was under 10% there. It's hard for me to tell. I don't think he was, but it gets him to much lower than he was, and I really regret not being Life Orb because it gets him even lower. And now I did the calc, and this knockoff was supposed to do like 20%, and it doesn't. And I'm in this moment, I'm legitimately furious like playing this game because I'm embarrassing myself against an opponent that I was really excited to play against. And it turned out he was like 252 defense or something on the Charizard, that's why I didn't do a lot. But if I was running Life Orb on Galvantula, that would have been enough to, that extra 10% damage would have been enough where Knockoff knocked out the Charizard. He's not able to roost for free. So I decided to U-turn there because I thought he was going to bring the Charizard back in, but he actually just stays in with the Alomomola. So I could have went for a second Hurricane. I might have got a high roll on the first one, so it wouldn't have knocked out. But because he didn't switch out, which he made a good play, I now have my disguise busted on my Mimikyu, which really, really stinks. So I went for Play Rough just because I am choice locked, and I didn't want to get locked into Shadow Claw. I guess I could have went for Drain Punch. It would have been the same effect. But Play Rough is just going to knock out the Greninja here. That crit did not matter. It would have taken him out regardless. But now in comes the Nido Queen, and I am locked into the Play Rough, so obviously I have to switch out here. I don't want to take a Sludge Bomb or something like that. And he's going to go for the Earthquake, so I inadvertently made a good call because the Tornadus is immune to the Earthquake there. I decided to knock off against the Nidoqueen just to get rid of those annoying recovery from the Black Sludge, and he gets his rocks back up. So that defog really not mattering in the slightest for me. He decides to switch out into the Charizard again, back up to like 60% because I can't do enough damage, and and I'm running the wrong items here. So I go for Hurricane, and it actually hits with a 50-50 chance. And I'm like, you know what? It can't get any worse right now. I'm getting obliterated. I'm just going to click Hurricane in the sun and see what happens. And we knock it out. So we actually knocked out the Charizard, which I thought was hilarious. It was like a little too late there, Tornadus, on your freaking knockout. I was just so upset that the knockoff didn't take it. And then in comes Victini, and Squid is known for his Victini. And of course, he brings the perfect set every time, which was Colbur Berry Flame Charge Victini. I was like, is he Scarfed? Is he Banded? Is he Specs? Is he AV? Is he Weakness Policy? Is he Trick Room? All these things on my mind. But Colbur Flame Charge was not one of them. This is why Blazing Squid is a Victini god, because he literally makes the right call every single game with it. Because now he's faster than my Weavile, and there's nothing I can do to stop this. To stop this. Like, I could have knocked off there. I could have went for Pursuit or something, but no. Freaking Flame Charge Victini. Oh god, I'm so impressed with how he's able to like team build with that Victini every single week and do something, and it always works out. It always pans out for him. He's just a stud. I don't know what to say. Now that my disguise is busted, I know I can live a Blue Flare, so I'm just gonna claim my knockout here with Shadow Claw locking into it, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna knock out the Victini, bring it down to a 3-0, but obviously I'm choice locked into Shadow Claw, and that would have been nicer to maybe be Play Rough or something like that. But I had to knock out that Victini just for the differential, make it closer, as close as I could. The Skull takes me down. Alomomola knocks out Mimikyu, and we are going to lose 3-0. So now we are currently under 500. We started off 2-0 and have lost our last 3 matches. I'm in a very very disappointed state at the moment. Like, I'm just incredibly disappointed in myself with how I played this match. Like, I legitimately felt embarrassed with that matchup. Like, I was furious at myself for how I played, because I really wanted to give him a good show, and see like how I could I could make it up here in the majors with the big guns like Squid, and I just completely fell flat on my face in this matchup. So hopefully I can, if we ever face again, like maybe if we meet in the playoffs, if I make the playoffs at this point, we can do, I can make some adjustments and give him a better battle. But like, I just feel like he had a great matchup against my team. Char Y is just so scary. It's such a great choice for his Mega, and then pairing it with the Victini, like he's Squid. The Squid is the best. There's nothing I can say about that. Hopefully, I learn from these embarrassing losses and get better at it, but we'll see. You'll have to find out by subscribing to our YouTube channel and staying up to date on all of our uploads, our air quote weekly uploads from the LDL. But for now, this is Zemanon and the New Haven Charizards signing off. We will see you next time.